Now, I have 4 paragraphs to read. I can tie it right in. Because where did I go today? When we moved from Little Brooklyn Street to Westbrook Park to 319, on the step beside us was a new couple, Dick and Julie Unger, freshly married. My father immediately hooked up with Dick because they liked a cold beer. And they would sit on the steps and reminisce. And unfortunately, Dick went to heaven a couple weeks ago. So I went over to Donahue's, and I'm sitting there looking at his 6 kids and their kids. Now, Julie, who was like the most gregarious mom in the world and in charge. And Dick was a guy who worked for the phone company all his life, retired. And I'm just going to read these 4 paragraphs that's on the little card that they gave you. And it'll just tie right into what you're saying.
All right.
And there's a little picture of Dick. They had a painting of him. And they had his ashes there. And he was born March 15, 1930. And he went home on my parents' anniversary. I didn't realize that till I'm reading it. June 26, 2013. And today they had the service. And these are the 3 paragraphs. I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun of happy memories that I leave when life is done. And when you were reading that, and I'm looking at his picture, and I'm looking at my life. I'm looking at 7th grade, 812 Brooklyn Street, moving to Westbrook Park. No babies yet. And now their 6 kids are there in the greeting line. Their kids are there. And his oldest son had your name, Steve. And when I went up to him, I said, Steve, your father will never die. He looks exactly like his dad.
Well,
and his youngest son, Scott, and his 4 sisters. So, you know, it just sort of got me when I read this. I said, you know, what a great thing and how fast it goes. I mean, I just think I moved into Westbrook Park 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You did?
Well, I mean, when you read that, and Maury's thing, Maury is such a talent. He's like you.
He's amazing.
You with words, and he can write them. And there was about 400 things in that. It wasn't just throwaway lines. When he was talking about and his mother, I like when you sing the pink ballets. And I like when he's and I met Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford and P.J. Clark's in New York. I won't tell you the rest of the story. But, you know, Stan Musial, I went to Poland with him.
Right.
I'm not dropping names. I'm just, life is so amazing.
Yep.
And somehow it all fits in. It was a couple. I'm hitchhiking today, right?
Right.
I'm looking. I absolutely want to go to the service, and a beautiful couple comes over, and they'll be married 60 years, 60, on August 1st. And he's from Puerto Rico, and his wife's from Germany. They met when he was in the Army, 28 years in the Army. And they were the nicest couple, and they just took care of me. And we went
Did you
out
actually
to
have the thumb out? You didn't actually have the thumb out, did you?
What?
You didn't actually thumb it, did you?
No, but it's my life. It's full circle.
Right.
I said, you know, for 4 years I went to Villanova. I hitchhiked across from O'Leary's funeral home, you know. But that was the best course I ever had in college. Because everybody'd say, hey, kid, you don't realize it. And I'd say, yeah, it's the best time of my life. You know it? And I'd be getting picked up by plumbers, doctors, and today I sort of kind of relived that. I kind of, they were just so nice to me, and they listened to the show. So give them a little shout out there.
Nice.
Thanks for the ride. But those words that the kids put on the back of their dad's card and thinking of Julie, and when you're there from the beginning, you know, when 2 people just get married and they don't have any kids, and then you see and they made the big move to Drexel Hill. I mean,
that's a big step
big
up.
time.
Well, we're moving on up.
Yep,
moving on up.
So it was, so to the Unger family, my prayers are with them. And, you know, you talk about your neighbors. We talk about it. Jackie, you talk about your neighbors and the hardware store and the girlfriends in the block. You talked tonight about your girls might go to see Taylor Swift, but the logistics got messed up.
Thank God, with all this lightning and whatever. Yeah. So.